Hi, welcome to the race management briefing for the 29er Nationals to be held at Largs Sailing Club from the 24th to 30th of July 2021. My name is Ian Bullock and I'll be your race officer. First of all, a big thank you to Typhoon for sponsoring the event and also to all the volunteers from the club and the class who are about to make it possible. As for recent events, we will be trying to avoid any areas where people are forced to congregate, so there won't be a briefing in person at the venue. For the last couple of events, we've used Telegram in order to communicate with the sailors. We'll be doing the same thing for the Nationals. There'll be two channels. First of all, a broadcast channel, which the race committee or the organisers can use to communicate with the sailors. And then also a queries channel, which allows the sailors to ask questions of the race committee. Please do use that sparingly. We don't want it to become so noisy that important messages get missed. There's also an admin channel, so if you're involved with helping organise the event and you're not on that, please contact one of the organisers. The official notice board will be online at this URL. Key things to look for on that page are the MEIs. As always, that's a big document, but well worth getting to know because it does stay consistent from event to event. For previous Nationals, we haven't used the MEIs because there have been a lot of international sailors. For this year, we are using it because that isn't the case. As well as the MEIs, you'll also find the NOR. Now, the NOR does have some important information in it, and anything that's in the NOR will not be repeated in the SSIs. So you've got three documents to get information from, but thankfully the SSIs are just one page. So it just gives you the mark colours and that sort of thing. So MEIs, then NOR, and then SSIs. Let's have a look at the start. Note for this event, the intention is to use a pin boat, and also that the outer distance mark for the finish will be a blue cylinder rather than the mark with a flag on it. As usual, we'll either start with uniform or black flag as the preparatory signal. That means that if you're in the triangle, which is the start line of the first mark, in the last minute, you will be disqualified with either UFD or BFD, depending on which flag was displayed. If you're not sure of the difference, please look that up before the event, just in case we have some general recalls. So by the time those signals are removed, you really need to be out of that triangle. For the finish, as usual, we finish across the bow of the committee boat. But the key thing is that because we're in flights, be aware that we could go back into sequence with your flight whilst the other flight is still racing. Don't be fooled into thinking that just because they're still on the race course, we can't get you lined up for another start. Quick look at mark moves. So if we display this signal with continuous sound signals as a mark, usually at the Lewis gate, it will be accompanied by another shape. If it's a green triangle, it means we've moved the windward mark, or we are moving the windward mark to the right. And for this event, we've specified that when we do that, we will lay a new mark, which will be pink with a black band. So watch out for that little mark. Other options here are a red square, which means we've moved left, a plus, which means we've made the leg longer, or a minus if we've made it shorter. Now let's look at some venue-specific information. Here's a chart of the area. We'll be launching from Largs Sailing Club, which is shown in that circle. We have a choice of two race areas. One is quite near to the club, and the other one is up to the north of Great Cumbrae Island, which is approximately 3 nautical miles away. And there's also a ferry to navigate on the way out there, so you need to be very careful. We will give you plenty of time to get to the race area, but just be aware you do have a transition time. On this larger view of the launch area, you can see an area marked as a public slipway. That's actually the championship slipway, which we'll be using. To the west of that, there are some rocks, which you can see on this aerial photograph a bit clearer. On the way in and on the way out, we just need to make sure we clear that, and it's marked by some small spherical buoys. So that's all from me. Just remains to say good luck to everyone. I look forward to seeing you on the water. Have a great event.